Well, what's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt Light, and I'm a realtor here in Sarasota, Florida. I make videos helping people just like you relocate and purchase their dream home. I also make a lot of videos educating people on new construction, touring new construction communities, and model homes around the area. So if you want to stay in the know when it comes to Sarasota new construction, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Today's video is all about what I think you need to know if you plan to purchase a house here in Florida this year. I'm going to walk through 5 main points that you may or may not have considered. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about a few free resources for you to use. So let's get started. Number 1. How long does it take to relocate or close on a home in Florida? There are a few different answers to this question. If you're looking at building a new house from the ground up, it's gonna take over 12 months to build. Now builders, they may tell you right now 9 months, but I haven't seen that timeline in the last 3 years, and I don't expect 2023 to be any different. If you're purchasing a resale property and you are cash, you can close as quickly as 2 to 3 weeks. If you're financing, it's likely gonna take 30 or 45 days to close. Number 2. What's the deal with homeowners insurance? Well, you may have heard all the things about homeowners insurance and fraud and rates going sky high. So what's the deal? Well, all of that is essentially true. Since 2015, when Hurricane Irma came through, there was a lot of insurance fraud on roofs needing to be replaced. And now after Hurricane Ian this past year, and all the damages that storm produced, homeowners insurance is likely gonna increase again. For example, I purchased a new home in 2019 and my insurance was $650 per year. A year later, it went up to $1,200, and now I'm expecting it to go up slightly a little bit more as well. Number 3, taxes. Oh, our favorite thing to talk about, right? If you're coming from Illinois, New Jersey, New York, California, several other states, our taxes are likely gonna be a fraction of what you're used to paying, so that's great. Now, some of you may be searching for a home online, like this one, and you can see that the taxes right here are relatively low. Well, you can probably ignore that because the taxes are gonna be reassessed once the property is sold to you. Now, I've told people to ballpark about 1.2% of the purchase price for what they're gonna pay in taxes. Florida is also a homestead state. So if you're coming from a state that doesn't offer homestead, you're gonna love it. When you homestead and declare your Florida property as your primary residence, you will get a $50,000 reduction off of the assessed value of your home in your taxes, which saves you about $600 to $700 per year in taxes. And get this, cannot increase by more than 3% of what you paid the previous year. That's why in the example that I just showed you, you can oftentimes ignore what you see as the property taxes because maybe that property was homesteaded 10 years ago. So what you're really seeing online is taxes from essentially 10 years ago when it was originally homesteaded. Number 4, understanding the types of Florida contracts. When purchasing in Florida, you'll want to make sure you understand the types of contracts you may be seeing on the purchase of a property. So starting off with new construction, builders have all their own contracts that they use. And no, you can't change any of the language in them. You can hire an attorney, a team of attorneys, ask the builder to change the language all you want, but the builder's not gonna do anything. They're just gonna sell the home to the next ready and willing buyer. For resale contracts, there are 2 different kinds of contracts that are used. We have the as-is and then kind of the standard FAR bar contract. In the as-is contract, you, the buyer, purchasing the property as is with the right to inspect and the right to cancel or terminate that contract. The standard FAR bar contract allows you, the buyer, to inspect the property, but you do not have the ability to terminate the contract. However, the seller may be obligated to make repairs by licensed contractors based on the inspection results. Personally, I like the as-is contract because I feel like it gives the buyer a little bit more power and control of the situation. Other realtors, they like the FAR bar because I'll be honest with you, they don't really want to have a buyer have the ability to cancel and get out of the contract because then they're not gonna get paid on the deal. Well, either way, when you're ready to write up an offer, I can help you through the entire process. Number 5, how much are closing costs? New construction and resale closing costs are very, very different. New construction closing costs are much more expensive. For a new home being purchased from a builder, they essentially pass all of the traditional seller fees right onto you, the buyer. So you're likely gonna pay the dock stamp tax, which usually the seller pays. You're gonna pay an HOA contribution fee, an irrigation hookup fee, and a bunch of other miscellaneous fees. And it can really easily rack up to be around 3% of the purchase price of the house. For resale properties, there's still closing costs. However, they're gonna vary a lot depending on if you're getting financing or if you're paying cash. When financing, there's gonna be a lot more closing costs such as loan origination fee, appraisal fee, and other fees that come from your lender. When paying cash, you're gonna pay for the title insurance, the lien search, and a few other small fees. In Florida, it's always the seller, not you, but the seller that pays the commissions to realtors. So a good quality realtor is absolutely free to you, whether that's for new construction or for a resale property. Now, that likely didn't answer all of your questions when it comes to moving to Florida in 2023, but hopefully it got you thinking and maybe even open up some more questions for you, and that's what I'm here for. If you and your family are at the beginning stages of making the move to Florida and you wanna get connected with a realtor, please don't hesitate to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I'd love to learn about your situation and how I can make your Florida relocation as smooth as possible. Now, before you go, a couple of resources that I have for you can be found on my website. I have Sarasota broken down by area. When you search for properties, you can easily see the HOA fees, the neighborhood name, getting an idea of what your monthly payment would be if you're financing. I also have a free relocation guide that you can download in the video description in that link below. In this, I talk about each area of Sarasota, the location of it, what's around it, and what is it like to live there. It's a great resource for you. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.